Welcome to the chat, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, fabulous audience. Welcome and happy 2014. We're very happy to be here. And Tanya, our fabulous Wellness Wednesday columnist, and Rachel, our amazing Illuminessence rock. Without her, we're nothing. So anyway, thanks so much for being here. We've had a fantastic year. We launched in March, and a lot of you have been our amazing supporters. We're so happy that you've all been so receptive to the initiative, and here we are now. We've gone from having an online platform, and now we just want to have a conversation. So hence the chat. So guys, hasn't it been an amazing ride?
No. No, it's been awesome. Okay. No, it's been. No, it's been amazing. I've grown so much as I'm a nutritionist and a personal trainer. So even with that and learning how to communicate better with clients and other women and what they are wanting, connecting more with women, professional women, has been an amazing journey. I'm just honored to be on this team.
And yes, she does make us exercise, and it hurts.
We work out.
It doesn't show. She makes us work out.
It's a work in progress. We're getting there.
And all you hear is
But yeah, it's been an adventure, very challenging at times, but great adventure. I've met so many amazing women, made some new friends, and we just need you guys to keep supporting us. Read the articles online, and follow us on Twitter.
So on Facebook.
And Facebook, everything.
So just going back to really for me, because when we think about what our mandate was really to celebrate women, inspire other women, and just really try to illuminate their accomplishments. So what are some articles that might have stood out for you or that did that for you where they got you thinking like, wow, besides your own?
Actually, I really like Sexy Fridays.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Kayla's she's fun in her writing, and the article that stood out for me is the one, should you set your friends up on dates?
Are you guilty of that? Did you try it?
No, that I would never, I don't even want to get in the middle of that.
Yeah.
That's a big no-no for me, yeah. No.
For me, I like the Tasty Tuesdays. It opens up doors to know what restaurants are out there and what you should and shouldn't try if you're a picky eater.
Especially which you
I
are.
am a picky eater. So I like to see what the pictures Channery takes and some of the columns Yulena writes. I think they're really good. So I look forward to Tasty Tuesdays, and our fan leaders that we've written about are amazing.
Yeah.
And it's not about what you guys define as accomplishments, or it's about any woman is
It's
literally
relative.
amazing.
It's relative to
you can relate
anybody.
to every woman, and so I really enjoy the fan leaders.
And that's what's great about it, because success is relative to everybody. What you define as success might not be what success means to somebody else. So I think we've been really fortunate where we have fantastic writers who really strike that balance to showcase people in all their accomplishments. And I'm just really honored to have such a fantastic team.
I think there's just a great diversity of women from different backgrounds, different jobs, different times in their lives that we can all relate to at some point.
Exactly.
So it's very relatable, which I love.
So for you, Lisa, for you, what has been one of your inspirational articles, or just what has been your take on it so far?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Mentor Mondays and reading about the legacies are my favorite articles to read. Just going back to our discussion about branding yourself and success and moving yourself forward in your job sphere, I think it's important to learn from those who've been there.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I've talked to someone in the audience and they have something they'd like to share.
Oh, great.
So just pass the mic over
It's
to
nice
you.
to have an audience that really loves us and follows us. Thank you, guys.
My favorite one is the man who gets it. I
Nice,
actually
okay.
appreciate those men that support and actually support the women that are out there in the city, in the community, doing good things.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Well, that's awesome. We definitely love our guys who get it. So, guys, so I think today we're going to have an amazing show. Obviously, we're talking about resolutions and making it a fantastic 2014. So, we'll be right back with the chat to have more illuminating conversations.
Woohoo!
Welcome back to the chat, everybody. Thanks, guys. So joining me is our fabulous Kayla, columnist of Sexy Fridays, and Miss Sherry Mousavi. So back to the audience. Earlier, somebody said her favorite topic or her favorite article that she looks forward to in the magazine is Sexy Fridays.
Yeah.
And guys who get it. So it's a perfect topic that we're now going to lead into. Sexy Fridays, New Year's 2014. And I think what we wanted to start off the year with that we've talked about is letting go.
Yes.
And having a positive outlook on love and relationships. So over to you, madam.
Over to
You're
me.
the expert on that.
Okay, so how many people had some love drama in 2013? Anybody? Come on. No one wants to admit it. Everything was all wonderful? Wow. Well, speaking to the wrong audience then apparently, but
Don't be shy, guys.
typically not everyone has love drama, but someone in here has. I'll hear from them later.
Yeah.
But
We'll catch them. We'll
Probably.
catch them.
yeah. I'll tell you, a friend of mine, very good friend of mine, started to date a guy in the summer, and she thought this was the one. She could see their future laid out. Everything was wonderful until he dumped her, and she's been in a funk ever since. Like, seriously unable to even do the work that she's been doing and get it done properly. She's losing money. She's just depressed. And it's kind of been an up and down. If you probably have that guy who's come back into your life, and you're like, should I take him back? And a lot of times you should not. In any case, what I feel is the new year starts and we all want to lose weight, look better, eat better, right? New Year's resolution, I want to lose how many pounds. But do we think about our mental well-being as well for the new year? Yeah. So I think it's so important that with 2014, we think about mentally recharging ourselves. So if
Emotionally.
if you've had that bad relationship in 2013, let it go. Learn from what you went through. Maybe what you went through, this was a sweet-talking person who wormed his way into your life, or she wormed her way into your life. Look at the signs that was represented by this person to identify the next time that same kind of person comes into your life, so that you can say, no, no, I know this sign, and you're not going to do this. And one of the biggest things I think we do, and I find this with my friend, is she's beating herself up almost for the wasted time.
Her fault?
It's like her fault. And not only that it's her fault, she also feels like she wanted to accomplish certain things by a certain age and she doesn't have it. And every relationship has been a failed relationship.
I think just let it go. And it's so funny you said that because I'm actually thinking, I had a conversation with Rachel and she was telling me her favorite song for 2013 was Let It Go.
Yeah.
Let Her Go. I don't know, like, May, have you heard that song? I'm like, yeah, it's kind of hot, but why? But anyway.
And I think,
seriously, Sherry, what do you think?
And I think letting go is maybe another word for maybe starting over. It's 2014. It's a good year, like you said, to start over. You can do your pros and cons. So this is relating to your significant other that you're not with anymore, or you can do a SWOT analysis. So that's what businesses do to strategize and plan.
I love SWOT analysis.
Sorry, I'm from a business background, and I would do a SWOT analysis. I would, look at your strengths, look at your weaknesses, look at your opportunities, look at your strengths. So your strengths, you want to continue those. Your weaknesses, you want to turn those into strengths.
Are there any opportunities in the audience?
Any opportunities?
Take a look. Just saying, look around and make sure, you never know.
And opportunities, you want to look for them. They're everywhere. Just keep your heart open, keep your eyes open, and your threats, get rid of them. You don't need threats. I mean, if you do have that toxic friend, get rid of them.
That's true.
And one thing that I heard from Michelle Obama, or I didn't hear it, I read it, was that don't look at the bank book, don't look at the title,
look at a person's heart, look at their soul, look at how they treat their mother,
Yeah, definitely.
and look at how they treat you and what they say about women. So that's what I would say.
And
Yeah, well,
forgive
look at both. Look at the heart and the soul, but also be realistic, because let's just be honest.
But you
The
know,
love and the heart and the spirit isn't going to pay the bills. And
No,
honestly,
no,
some of
no.
the relationship drama comes out of financial issues. And
Yes.
So, like, I'm just
but you
saying,
know,
don't be blinded
if
to
the
the
person
bank
is
book.
hardworking, then that you know they're going to accomplish something. If they're not a hardworking person, they want to sit on their butt, then that's
Yeah.
a sign.
True.
But
You got a point.
Yeah.
You got a point. But I know you're Romans and the romantic
always believe in
flair
a
of love, which we all
possibility.
agree with, but let's just also be practical. But that was awesome, guys. I think, hey, everybody, take a hand. 2014, have a positive outlook on love and relationships. I think it's just, it's an emotional breather for you to just let go, exhale, and up to the next opportunity.
All right, 2014.
yay.
Welcome back to the chat, everybody. So, just continuing the conversation about health and New Year's resolutions and fitness. So, I know, Rachel, you've been one who's experimented something recently.
Have I?
How was that?
Well, guys, I did it one time.
That's a start.
It is a start. From the influence of Tanya, I was reading up about juicing. So there's this website called Total Cleanse. It's actually based in Toronto. And they actually deliver 12 juices to your door, and you juice for 3 days as a cleanse. And the first day was brutal. I died. I couldn't even, my goodness, I was so hungry, but then I couldn't eat, and then it was just confusing. Second day, surprisingly, I woke up for the first time without a headache. So it was really interesting.
It calls me first thing in the morning.
I'm like, May. No, first I called my mom. You'll never guess. I woke up with that, it was very exciting for me. Third day was great, but then I ran out of juice and I was back to the regular eating. But the thing I did was I bought a juicer, and you buy just a bunch of vegetables that you enjoy and fruit, and then you just juice. So I'm gonna try to continue that.
At least it helped your headaches.
It
though,
did,
so
it
that was
did,
good.
but the juicing is brutal.
See, that's the thing, like with not, like where do you begin? When it's a
Yeah.
new year, new resolution, you want change, where do you start? And that's one of the questions that a lot of clients ask me.
Yeah.
And the answer I can give you is you start with whatever speaks to you.
Yep.
So if it's juicing and that intrigues you, then start that way. If it's smoothies, then start that way. If it's going for a walk for 30
Start with
minutes
that.
a day, just start with that. Don't overwhelm yourself with, oh my God, I can only eat 200 calories and I have to go walk for 5 miles, and that's too much stress.
Yeah.
And when your body's in stress, also what happens is you can put on weight and you can eat bad foods, and then you're just down the really bad path.
And the hard thing that I also found was shortly after, in the transition of juicing, my friends wanted to take me out to dinner for a birthday and blah, blah, blah. And
Are you feeling guilty?
oh my goodness. So I had to kindly decline to a buffet style where I would have eaten anything. And so I decided to cook at home. And then they came over and made healthy choices, even though I wasn't supposed to eat, but at least I made them a healthy meal.
Yeah.
So it kind of helped. So you have to try not to eat out, which is so hard when all your other friends are
Going out.
eating, and it's very hard. So how do you stop that and say to yourself?
Back to the audience, guys. What have you tried lately? What trend, whether it's juicing or anything, what has anybody tried lately that you'd recommend as a slow start towards achieving that goal? Lisa?
I put a button on my
So
I will say something. It needs to be lifestyle, right? It needs to be a choice that you make for your lifestyle. I don't believe it can be something that's trendy or something, because you'll fall off of it.
Right.
It needs to be something that makes sense. It needs to be something that makes sense for your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Are you a busy person? Are you home at night for dinner every night? There's lots of things to consider, but like Tanya said, Pick one thing.
Right.
Don't overwhelm yourself with 150 things. Pick one and then work on that one for a while. And once you get good at that one, for juicing for yourself, Rachel, then you keep going. And by the way, the juicing does get better.
Oh.
You do start feeling better.
Not
and the
until you run
headache
out
thing
of
is
juice.
huge.
When you run out of juice,
But I
actually-
think as women, we sabotage ourselves too quickly. Rachel made a comment that, you know, like I did it once, but you didn't do it once. You have to congratulate yourself and say,
For trying.
yay,
Yep.
yay, Rachel, I did it once, and I'm going to do it again. And pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you go again, right?
Yep.
And you'll do that with other things in your life, so why not with your healthy lifestyle choices for your food?
You have to make it a habit. And to make anything habit, you have to do it at least 21 days. If you mess up on day 20, you got to start all over again.
Oh, okay.
So 21 days makes a habit. If you can last 21 days, you've got it.
Well, thank you.
thanks you guys. Thank you,
Thank you
Lisa.
so much, and we'll be right back with the chat. Welcome back to the chat, everybody. So, joining me is Yulena, our Beyond the Plate columnist, and our amazing wellness columnist, Tanya.
Thank you.
So, another part, again, continuing the conversation about New Year's resolutions and letting go. We've talked about the emotional well-being, but another big thing that especially us women tend to worry about is New Year's resolutions. Everybody makes a resolution at the end of the year when, like, I'm gonna do this, and a big one is always, I wanna lose this amount of weight, I wanna maintain a healthy lifestyle, but come March, you're like, no, and then May, you're not even started at the gym, you're like, oh Lord. But how is it that we make these resolutions, but it's so hard to maintain it, Tanya? What can we do?
I think first thing, like anything, is that you have to write it down. You have to make it concrete, and you have to set timelines as well with it. If you can also tell someone,
that's what I do.
also have someone that's holding you accountable for those goals that you're creating for
Checking
yourself, and then
in.
checking in.
Or
Absolutely.
how are you doing with that, Tanya? Are you still going to the gym? Are you?
Are you still following up on
Because there's
it?
nothing worse than telling someone.
You're like, no, I haven't gone.
I ate a pizza.
You just need Tanya to
right.
be on your butt
That's
and be
right.
like, when are you going to the gym? Let's go work out. You need some Illuminessence retreats. That's what you need, because we do work out on those retreats. But so as a nutritionist, well, not a nutritionist per se, but somebody who's also really very concerned about healthy eating habits, what can we do, or what do you do?
So when we talk about New Year's resolutions, we talk about losing weight, being healthy. A lot of things that come to mind are cooking at home, right? So when you're cooking at home, you can control what goes into your food. You have an idea of how much fat, salt, calories you're adding to your food. So what I like to tell people is get to know your slow cooker, your crock pot. It's a great way to save money, energy, and most importantly, time. So we kind of live in a society where we're go all the time.
Yep.
We, as women, we are insanely busy. We work a lot. We work full time. We have to run errands. We have appointments. We have children to take care of. So using a crock pot is a great way. You can make meals for one person. You can make for a whole family. You can make for a potluck crowd. And it's really easy. Also, if you have fewer people, you can have leftovers. So for me, I love cooking once and eating 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Also, you can make any part of a meal in a crock pot. So you can do appetizers, a main, side dishes, desserts even. And then finally, you can convert any recipe, pretty well any recipe, into a crock pot. Yeah. So you make minor modifications, the amount of liquid, to the temperature, to the timing of the recipe. But if you go online to Google, or there's a ton of slow cooker cookbooks,
I think
it's a
saw
great
one
way.
too. There was a website that actually gave you 365 days of
Yeah,
slow
there's
cooker
so
recipes.
many ways you can use it to.
My favorite part is just
every
that
day.
you come home and the meal is ready.
That's right.
Like you come
You
home
spend
and it's
10
there
minutes
waiting
in the
for you.
morning, do something, let it go all day at work. You come back from work or wherever you were, and it's ready.
You know, that's awesome. And for me, like, it's funny when you said that earlier, Tanya, about you need somebody to just tell somebody so that person holds you accountable. So for me, it's been, I keep saying, I'm like, Tanya, I need to come so we can go through the store, tell me what I need to get.
You're still
So
waiting.
I know. this is 2014. I'm gonna make sure I do it. But I think for you, which is so important for a lot of us that we don't take into account, is what we're putting in our bodies, and that's where you've come in really handy for us, just educating me,
That's
even
the biggest
what I
thing
need
is,
to do.
is education. So we as women always think about calories and losing weight, but if you change it around and think health and think nutrition and nutrient dense foods, then you don't no longer have to think about weight and weight loss. You're just thinking about health, and everything just
come
you know is
together.
yes,
We'll come
absolutely.
together. Absolutely. I think this year with both of you on me, I have no excuse. So I'm gonna keep my New Year's resolution. So anyway, thanks so much, guys. I think we're off to an amazing year. It's gonna be a healthy year.
Yes, I'm
and
excited.
it's gonna be an emotionally, physically amazing year for all of us. So thanks so much, guys. And thanks for being here, guys. Follow us, continue the conversation on the illuminescencemag.com, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Thanks for being here on the chat, and look forward to seeing you next week. Until next time, keep illuminating, guys.